Intro skip. Chock full of spoilers. Don't want that. If you've seen it before, then it's nothing new. I apologize if my voice sounds really clicky and horrible. I've been sick for 2 weeks and spending another week recovering. What fun. Welcome to Parasite Eve 2 from the distant future of the year 2000. This is going to be fun. And there is no voice acting, in spite of this game coming out after such things as Resident Evil and Silent Hill. Well, there's maybe 2 lines of voice acting in the entire game, other than grunts of pain, etc. What's to say? This is Parasite Eve 2, the sequel to the first game. Duh. Monsters, bullets, target shooting. Amusingly enough, most of these targets are from the original Parasite Eve game. I feel like I shouldn't be talking over this. Blah 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 blah. And then Aya killed someone. Sorry. You'd think they would have sprung for voice acting, but here we are. Yes, we've had enough for now. I really don't need to play through the tutorial. And if you've seen or played this game before, you don't need to either. Man. If anybody has a new throat they'd like to sell, I'd be more than willing to pay for it. Probably one of my most favorite games from the original PlayStation. In spite of the fact that it does look a little janky at times. And all the text moves on its own. And one for the cliche. Ding. Now, I'm not going to be reading the majority of this text for obvious reasons. I really don't think Aya sounds to most people like, well, me. And they've called in SWAT. Now, say what you want about SWAT, this game really doesn't give them very much credit. If you've played the game before, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, well, you'll see in a minute. Don't get cocky, kid. Ah, boy. Probably going to be playing the cliches pretty close to the vest. Let's go into the firearms control. Good luck. And yeah, that's about as fast as you move in this game. So let's set that to auto run. And normally I'd turn the music off, but oh. Use your BP. And tablets. BP short for bounty points. Again, something most of you probably already know. And we have, like, no cash. And they don't sell 9mm, which is what our current weapon uses. We could buy items, but no. Pass. Oh, there we go. Some text isn't auto speed. Remember, the FBI is so intelligent they have to color code their ammo. I'm not knocking the real FBI, just the fun fantasy world version. Let's see what's on the wall here. It's nothing, which is, That's why I have the handicapped parking spot. Somebody left a drink. Yeah, okay. Let's see what's in the bottle. It's a bottle. A medicine bottle. It's a Recovery 3, which is pretty fantastic for this point in the game. But for now, we're not going to worry too much about that. Instead, we're going to run over here to our buddy Pierce. And we're ready to go. If I wanted to, and if you ever do play this game and you haven't before, you can go through the tutorial, the training, which actually gives you extra bounty points for completing the difficult levels. And a classic car. I think it's a GT50. Don't get too attached to it. September 4th, 9 p.m. Ish. Acropolis Tower. And gridlock. Oh. That doesn't, no, that doesn't look right. Nope. Now, normally, police don't clog the street like that for that very same reason. In case of an emergency, you can't get an ambulance through gridlock. And I guess those guys in the chopper don't need an ambulance. There's our protagonist, Aya Bria. She's half Japanese. You can tell because she's blonde and blue-eyed. There's one SWAT team member. And the game takes over from here. Pretend I'm showing you a badge. Funny thing is, the cop has a radio, but Aya has no in-game model for her badge. It's out of control. Just the one chopper. That's all they could afford. I suppose that's a ding for another cliche. And then the game takes over. You can tell when the game is making Aya walk because it's a lot less swervy than me. That was the helicopter, yes. Yeah, he definitely didn't auto-rotate in. FBI, again, no badge model for the game. We just asked the cop a minute ago. Well, let's wander on in. Not a capital A in the background on Acropolis Tower. Now, after the first game, Parasite ep1, which had to do with a lot of monsters. A lot of them. Well, actually, this explains it right here. New York was overrun in the first game by tons of creatures. And when they ran the blockade, they broke free. And ran amok all over the country. So several divisions were created to deal with... I gotta say, I love the fact that they have reflections. This floor is nice and shiny. This is still a PS1 game. Can't believe it's that good. And reflection there, reflection there. And divisions were created to hunt down these creatures. Since these things tend to melt down into a puddle of goo once you kill them, it's really, really easy to cover it up by calling it a hoax. Usually. Let's go through here. Yeah. And God wasn't capitalized either. I guess she wasn't talking about a specific god. Now that is a lot of dead guys in blue. And here. Well, not one survived over here at any rate. No, we'll save that for later. And you get a surprising amount of detail about the... No, don't want to shoot? Okay, we'll just walk over to the monster. Like, detail about the game world by listening to what a monologues to herself. Hiss before fleeing. Another cliche. Ding. Well, we're doing decent, I guess. We haven't been killed yet. I suppose I should answer the phone at some point. There we go. It's a bell. Now, what do you deem sufficient caution? Well, I guess saving the game would help. Let's overwrite this one. I haven't played this game in a long time, feels like. Alright, so... with our game saved, we are free to run around with reckless abandon. I suppose we should check our inventory. And we are equipped with the finest leather jacket. Haha. And a 9mm. It's an M93. That's not right. Okay, let's click on this for a second. There's something very wrong about that. For obvious reasons. It's a 93R. It's a Beretta. The capacity's right, but the serial number's wrong because the military never adopted the 93R as a sidearm. That's why the M is usually there. might be familiar with the 9mm used by our military for many, many years, the M9, which is a Brita 92. This is a 3-round burst pistol, and it's more used by bodyguards than anything else. Kind of hard to justify for the police carrying around burst fire pistols, but bodyguards get by with that because they don't actually have to requisition these things. It's a pretty good weapon for somebody who's fighting monsters. And I guess that's... that's, why do we have a wall ornament? It's a medicine wheel. Well, Aya's half Japanese, so I don't really, I guess we'll attach this to our jacket somehow. Well, we don't need to attach the bullets because you auto-reload and we've got nothing to change it with. Let's equip this medicine wheel. Attach it and see what... That's very odd. That won't work. Huh.